Hello everyone. So in the last lecture we have just introduced the principal component analysis PCA. This was the model we were working with. We had x1, x2, etc. xm original set of variables. We have created a linear combination of these variables, that is y1, y2, etc. ym, and ultimately we wrote it as y equal to ax, where a is the coefficient matrix. First column is a11, a21, etc. am1, then a12, a22, etc. am2, and so on. And we told that y1, y2, ym are the principal component, and we can actually use, instead of all m principal components, we can actually use a smaller set of principal components to actually comprehend and analyze our data. The advantage is that A is orthogonal. So for any j 1 to m, choose aj such that variance of yj is variance of aj into xj is maximized with respect to aj, and the conditions are orthonormal conditions. Sigma aj square is 1, sigma aj ak is 0. Orthonormal conditions. Now let's see how we can, if we have this matrix A, then the model is well defined. You can actually calculate the principal components and do the analysis, etc. Actually, how we can generate this coefficient matrix, that is our next area of discussion. We'll start off with defining, let sigma equal to the covariance matrix of the variables x, d of x. It's positive definite, that is diagonal entries are positive, and the diagonal entries are y lambda 1, lambda 2, etc. These are ordered eigenvalues of sigma. Corresponding to the eigenvalues, we can define p1, p2, etc. pm eigenvectors. Then lambda j pj, we can define the jth eigenvalue eigenvector pair. Now we define the jth principal component by yj equal to the eigenvector p1 transpose x as pj1 x1 plus pj2 x2 plus etc. pjm xm. With variance of yj equal to pj prime sigma pj equal to lambda j, and covariance of yj comma yk is pj sigma pj prime sigma pk is 0. We should note that all yj should be different. If they are equal, the choice of corresponding pj's are not unique. All the lambda j should be unique. Otherwise, the choice of corresponding pj's will not be unique. Let's try to prove this. It is a well-known fact that maximum of a prime sigma a divided by a prime a is lambda 1, with maximum occurring at a is equal to p1. But since p1 prime p1 is 1, lambda 1 equal to maximum of a1 prime a prime sigma a divided by a prime a is same as p1 prime sigma p1 divided by p1 prime p1. Since p1 prime p1 is 1, it is equal to p1 prime sigma p1, which is nothing but the variance of y1. Similarly, for k is equal to 2, 3, etc. m, we can say that maximum of a prime sigma a divided by a prime a is lambda k, where k is 2, 3, etc. m, lambda 2, lambda 3, with maximum some conditions occurring under conditions means the orthogonality conditions. The variance of yk is lambda k, and the conditions are covariance of lambda k, yk comma yl are 0. The second result is the total variability of x1 plus variability of x2 plus etc. the variability of xm is equal to variability of y1 plus y2 plus etc. ym. In order to prove this, we'll define the diagonal matrix of eigenvalues to be delta as the diagonal matrix lambda 1, lambda 2, etc. lambda m, and the matrix of eigenvectors p1, p2, etc. pm. So we have two matrices. One is a diagonal matrix of eigenvalues and a matrix P which is eigenvectors. We have the standard relationship sigma equal to P delta P prime. Observe that the trace of sigma is equal to variance of x1 plus variance of x2 plus etc. variance of xn. But the trace of sigma is same as trace of P delta P prime, which is same as P prime P delta, which is same as trace of delta, which is same as lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus etc. lambda m, which is equal to variance of y1 plus y2 plus etc. variance of yn. So hence we prove that variance of x1 plus variance of x2 plus etc. variance of xm is same as, or the total variability is captured, total variability of the original set of variables is captured by the newly created or the linear combination variables y1, y2, etc. ym. Lambda j divided by all the sum of all the lambdas or sum of all the eigen values gives the proportion of the variability explained by the jth principal compound. So next we will do a simple exercise using Colab notebook. This code block contains the necessary includes. Here the highlighted code, we generate some multivariate data with multivariate normal distribution giving some mu and sigma. 1000 data points has been generated. The plot of the generated data is shown as a scatter plot. You have two variables here, x and y. Now see, we are trying to capture this data using only one variable. We'll perform PCA LU equal to NP dot linear al dot I. See, you will get in L eigenvalues and U eigenvectors. These are the eigenvalues and these are the eigenvectors. vectors. We plot this eigenvalues and eigenvectors. This is the first eigenvector, this direction, and this is the second eigenvector orthogonal to the first vector. So this looks almost same as the axis rotation example which we have seen in the very beginning of principal component analysis. So this was the original axis x. Now the axis has been rotated like this. So this axis, in this axis the maximum variability of the data can be captured. We will plot the data and eigenvectors together, then you see it like this. Once you plot it like this. So in this axis the maximum variability of the data is available. In the orthogonal or the perpendicular axis the variability is minimal. So only by using one variable you can represent this or comprehend the data. See, this is how it will look like if you use both the principal components. The data will look like if you use both the principal component 1 and principal component 2. Now if you use only one principal component, the data will look like this. You are using only one principal component. Now let's take a simple example. You download image which is given in our Canvas course page. This is an image of image taken from MNIST dataset, image of the handwritten character 7. Now you have you open that image and you have the data captured in the variable digit 7 data. To perform PCA on that, you take 10 components, PCA with components equal to L equal to 10. Now you can see that if you reconstruct the image by using only the first 10 principal components, the image will look like this. This was the original image and this was the recovered image by using only 10 principal components, the largest first 10 principal components. The difference between first and second, that is original, and the recovered image is this. Thank you. Have a nice time.